good. So there are people out there that are completely deranged over Trevor Coult. They're deranged. Like, they're deranged. So I've repeatedly have told these people, they say, oh, the only reason I talk about Johnny Mercer or Tobias Englewood is for Trevor Coult. And I have made it clear a million times that that is not true. And they also say the only reason she would know about Johnny Mercer and Tobias Elwood is because of Trevor Coult. Well, that's not true either. And I'm going to go over that with you. You know, for people who hate Trevor Coult so much, they sure give him a lot of credit and give him a lot of power. So I just want to clear that up. They can continue on with their narrative that Trevor Coult has me doing all of these things because they look like idiots. Quite frankly, I don't care. I think they should carry on. But I want to clear that up again. Tobias Elwood, I know about Tobias Elwood because he was involved in one of the biggest political scandals in United States history. That's how I know about Tobias Elwood. That's how I know about him. Okay, I just started looking into him because of Harry. The only reason I talk about everybody that I talk about is because they are directly involved with Harry. It has nothing to do with Trevor Coult. You're fucking crazy. You're all crazy. But go ahead and carry on. I just need to fucking say that again. That's it. The reason why I know about Johnny Mercer is because of Harry, not Trevor. So get over yourselves. Stop blaming Trevor Coult for why I would know who Tobias Elwood is. This is how I know who he is. I only looked into Tobias because of Harry more when I got here, because he's one of Harry's lover. It doesn't have anything to do with Trevor Coult, but you do you. You just look like fucking fools. You know, again, like, you hate Trevor so bad, but you give him all this power, and you make him seem so capable that he basically runs the entire world. I mean, they're so stupid. So this is Tobias Elwood wrote in a thing that says, I'm not a spy. Tory MP Tobias Elwood dismisses claims he monitored Trump advisor as uncredible. Elwood. How the hell would it be Trevor Coult? Exactly, David Mercy. These people are deranged. Like, they're deranged. I'm going to start calling them derangers. So anyway, Tobias Elwood knows Jim Comey and Christopher Steele and all of that. I've gone over all of this and was caught up in the Crossfire Hurricane, one of the biggest political scandals in the history of the United States. But it's because of Trevor Coult that I know who Tobias Elwood is. Not because of this. It's because of Trevor. And I would only have a problem with, forget what Tobias Elwood has done to my president then and is doing now. I'm not talking about Tobias Elwood. Oh, and being friends with Harry. It has nothing to do with what Tobias Elwood has done to my president. It has everything to do with Trevor Coult. Is why I talk about. Number 6, Erica T. So go ahead and keep blaming Trevor Coult. Go ahead. I mean, these people are fucking deranged and they're so stupid. So anyway, so it's funny that George Papadopoulos, all in the UK once, but okay, let me write this down. We'll do more about Alexander down and the rest of all this stuff. And then they can blame Trevor Coult for me talking about, Alexander Downer also. So add that to the list of Trevor Coults to blame for me talking about them. Mud Pie Elwood thinks that he's going to do. Stop stalking him. Idiot. Clown. Then and everything else. But this is all Trevor Coult's fault that I'm talking about this. It's all Trevor Coult's fault. He's on to you. David Murphy. Blair, everything is Trevor Coult's fault, didn't you know? Oh, I know. JFK was his fault. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you, David Murphy. Like, like Harry Sugars They make videos and say the only reason I do anything I do, or that I know about these people, is only because of Trevor Coult. Forget about Harry. Forget about me knowing, forget about Johnny Mercer and Harry, and forget about Tobias Elwood and the Crossfire Hurricane. And I only started looking into them deeper because of Harry. It has nothing to do with Trevor Coult. You're fucking deranged. But you do you. They make Trevor, like I said, anyway.
Now I've got everything together. I'm fully aware that an organisation which gets grants from the Archwell Foundation to put pressure on YouTube to suppress channels. Why do you think today is day 50 of my channel's 30-day review? 23 months demonetized. Is it a hate channel? It's not. I just spoke out about an individual and the shit just started coming at me. The amount of allegations of theft and fraud and this and scamming and pedophilia, all the allegations kept coming at Trevor. And anyone, ask other YouTubers, any other YouTuber that wanted to become my friend or I befriended them, they were attacked because they were constantly attacked and destroyed for being my friend. Anyone that got close to me, that's what they tried to do. They tried to destroy my mental health. So for a couple as Harry and Meghan talking about mental health and suicide, they really went after me. If anything, Harry tried to make me commit suicide. He tried to make me do it with the amount of things he did to my life. He's a nasty, vindictive individual, and it is all going to come out. It is all going to become apparent.
Involved in it, but it's Trevor's fault. So anyway, so Tobias has decided to show up in the NATO meeting. So yeah. So moving on. So Trevor Coult put me up to all of this. It has nothing to do with any of the stuff that the biggest one of the biggest political scandals in the history of mankind, especially in the United States, and this mud pie is involved with. Well, I don't know about him. I couldn't possibly know about him. It's because of Trevor Coult. Harry. I know about Johnny Mercer because he's friends, because Harry brought him to everyone's attention. But it must be because of Trevor Coult. If everybody famously remembers Meghan doing this with her shirt at the Invictus Games. Remember, she was like this, like doing with her shirt. That's Johnny Mercer in the pictures with them. Johnny Mercer. And the whole, that whole Invictus Games thing, that's him. But I only know about Johnny Mercer because of Trevor Coult. I wouldn't know about him otherwise. This is Johnny Mercer, but I only know about him because of Trevor Coult. Right? Famously shown. It was made a big deal. It was everywhere. And Meghan doing this, and it was everywhere. But it's Trevor's Coult. I wouldn't know about Johnny Mercer unless it was for Trevor Coult. Right? I wouldn't know otherwise about Johnny Mercer unless it was because of Trevor Coult, right? This was in the news. Forget this being in the news. I only know who Johnny Mercer is because of Trevor Coult, not because of Harry. No, not because of Harry. No.
I have told you all that as we edge towards Christmas and YouTubers have got expensive tastes, and a lot of them want to buy big gifts for families, they're going to become more and more unhinged. There's ways to catch everyone that's vile, and retribution is coming in spades. When a YouTuber talks about Harry and Meghan, you say you don't like it, but it gets 30,000 views. Whenever a YouTuber talks about something else, they get 6,000 views. See the date? 2017, when I received that letter from Kensington Palace on behalf of Prince Harry. That's the day I took my stand, because I was trying my best to do things with veterans. And I received that letter, which I was at first pleased with. And then I think it was only a day or 2 days after I got that letter, I received a threatening phone call from the Royal Foundation. That is a lie. I'll tell you why it's a lie. subscribers coming off with things like, well, why is it not on the mainstream media? Well, basically because it's bullshit made up by YouTubers for clickbait. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet and thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt.
But I wouldn't know who Johnny Mercer is. Unless it was from Trevor Coult. How would I know? It's what anybody would do. It is a recognizable pattern. And you know what? It wastes, not only does it cause friction, it wastes time. Do you know how much time of mine and other people's gets wasted listening to it all? Waste of time. And we're not talking, if my time or anybody else's time is being wasted, I'm not putting in time looking into the stuff. Hi, Garth. I just have a well, thank you, Garth. Thank you.
Cretin.
The giggling, laughing retard.
Retard.
Oh!